Hello students, before we start chapter 3 understanding quadrilaterals, let us quickly go through some key points and definitions which will be useful for solving textual exercises. Now, first of all, we will talk about curves. What are curves? Usually you might have seen any bent part or curved line. For example, if you write letter C, these are some simple examples of curve. Now, what is curve usually? A curve is a shape or a line which is smoothly drawn in a plane having a bend or turns in it. For example, a circle is a curved shape. Now, types of curves. Curves are classified into different categories. Let us have a look at different types of curves with examples. First, we will see what are simple curves. A curve that changes its direction but it does not intersect itself. This type of curve is known as a simple curve. A simple curve may be open or closed. Let us see examples of simple curve. So these are the examples of simple curves. As you can see, the first one is open simple curve and second one is closed simple curve. Now why they are simple? Because here there is no overlapping or intersection. Okay, so as the definition says, it does not intersect itself. So these are the example of simple curves. First one is open curve and second one is closed curve. Now moving ahead, we will see non-simple curve. The non-simple curve is a type of curve that crosses its path. It means the curve intersects itself while changing its direction. For example, these are the examples of non-simple curves. As you can see in the first figure, here the figure intersects at this point, the figure intersects, there is overlapping. So this is not a simple curve, so it is non-simple curve. Also in second figure, it is open curve and it intersects at this point. So it overlaps, it intersects, so such curves are non-simple. So these are examples of non-simple curves. Now moving ahead with third type of curve, that is open curve. As the name suggests, it is open. Open curve has two endpoints. Let us see the definition. A curve has two endpoints and when it does not enclose the area within itself, it is known as an open curve. Some of the examples of open curves are as follows. Now these are the examples of open curve. As you can see, these three figures are open. These curves are open. This is the first endpoint and this is the second endpoint. So you can clearly see the two endpoint. Here this is the starting point and this is the ending point. So it is not closed. So such curves are called open curves. Now moving ahead to closed curve. Just opposite of open curve is closed curve. A curve has no endpoints. Here it has no endpoints, and when it encloses the region or area, it is known as the closed curve. The type of curve is forming by joining the two endpoints of the open curve. The best example of closed curves are circles, ellipses, etc. So these are the examples of closed curve. As you can see, these curves are closed. Can you see the endpoints? No, endpoints are not there. In this figure also, it is completely closed. So such curves are called closed curves. This figure is also closed. From nowhere it is open. So these are closed curve. Now moving ahead, now we will talk about polygons. We have seen curves and types of curves. Now moving ahead to polygons. Now polygon is a closed figure made up of line segments in two dimensions. Now the figure which are made up of only straight line segments, they should not have any curve or bent part. So such figures are called polygons. A minimum of 3 line segments are required for making a closed figure. Thus, a polygon with a minimum of 3 sides is known as a triangle. Now let us see example of polygons. As you can see Here, these are the examples of polygons. The first one is triangle having three sides and it is made up of straight line segments. All the line segments are straight. So, first one is a polygon. Also, quadrilateral is a polygon. Hexagon, octagon and pentagon. These all are examples of polygons because these all figure are closed and also they are made up of only straight line segments. There is no curved or bent part. So polygons are made up of only straight line segments. So these are examples of polygons. Now moving ahead, we will see types of polygons, classification, how polygons are classified. So depending on the sides and angles, the polygons are classified into different categories. First is regular polygon, next is irregular polygon, then convex polygon and concave polygon. So these are the four types in which polygons are categorized. Let us see one by one each of them. First, we will see what are regular polygons. So, regular polygons are polygons having all sides and angles equal. According to the definition, if all the sides and interior angles of a polygon are equal, then it is known as regular polygon. These figures, all the sides are equal, also the angles are equal, both should be equal, sides as well as angles. So sides and angle both should be equal, then such polygons are called regular polygons. So these all are the example of regular polygons because in these all figures sides are equal. First one is a triangle, all three sides are equal, also angles are equal. Second one is a quadrilateral, it is a perfect quadrilateral, all sides are drawn equally and angles are also equal. Third one is a regular pentagon. So these all are examples of regular polygon where sides and angles both are equal. Now moving ahead to irregular polygon. Now irregular polygon is just opposite of regular polygon. In regular polygon, sides and angles both were equal. Here sides and angles are unequal. So let us go through irregular polygons. So if all the sides and the interior angles of the polygon are of different measure, then it is known as irregular polygon. For example, this first figure you can see that all three sides are not equal. This is longest and this is short and then this is again of different measure. So all the side length are not equal, also angle are not equal. So these polygons are examples of irregular polygon. Just a minute. Okay, so these are the examples of irregular polygon. These all are the examples of irregular polygon where sides and angles are not equal. Now, moving ahead with another type of polygon, that is convex polygon. Now, what are convex polygon? If all the interior angles of a polygon are strictly less than 180 degrees, then it is known as convex polygon. The vertex will point outwards from the center of the shape. So, according to the definition, these are the examples of convex polygon. If you see, all the interior angles are less than 180. This angle less than 180, here this is also less than 180. So these all angles, interior angles, all are less than 180 degree. In square also this angle is less than 180, here this angle, here this angle and here this angle. So in all this figure what you can see is this interior angles are less than 180 degree. So all the angles are less than 180 degree. So such polygons are called convex polygons. Now moving ahead with next type of polygon, that is concave polygon. So concave polygon means if one or more interior angles of a polygon are more than 180 degrees, then it is known as a concave polygon. At least one angle should be more than 180 degrees. Then such polygons are called concave polygon. A concave polygon can have at least four sides. The vertex points towards inside of the polygon. Let us see some example. Here in this first figure, this angle is more than 180 degree. The angle at this point is more than 180 degree. So at least one angle is more than 180 degree. So this is example of concave polygon. If you see other angles, this angle it is less than 180. This angle is also less than 180 and this angle is also less than 180. But the angle at this point, this angle is more than 180 degree. So this was one example. Moving ahead, this another example. This pentagon is also concave polygon because angle at this point is more than 180 degree. Again this one, here also angle at this point is more than 180 degrees. So these are examples of concave polygon. So at least one angle should be more than 180 degree. Then such polygons are concave polygons. Now moving ahead, now we will talk about some of interior angles of a polygon. For any polygon, you can easily find the sum total of all interior angle using this formula 180 into n minus 2. So 180 multiplied by n minus 2. Sum of all the interior angle of a polygon, this is the formula n minus 2 into 180. Okay. In place of n, you will keep number of sides. For example, if it is a triangle, so how many sides are there? 3. So in place of n, you will keep 3. So 3 minus 3 minus 2 will be 1. So 180 into 1 will be 180. So triangle has 180. Sum of all interior angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Same way you can find of any polygon. You can find of hexagon, pentagon, or any polygon you can find out. With the help of this formula, you can find the sum total of all interior angles of a polygon. You can find the sum of all angles. With the help of this formula, in place of n, you will keep number of sides of that polygon and you will get the total sum of all interior angles. Now, moving ahead with the next part. So next we will talk about quadrilaterals. So any four-sided figure, if you see four-sided figure, all four-sided figures are, they all come under the category of quadrilaterals. So quad means four and lateral means sides. So all closed figures with four sides are called quadrilaterals. The sides of the quadrilaterals may be equal, unequal, parallel or irregular, which forms the basis of varying shapes in these four-sided shapes. Whatever may be the external shape, every quadrilateral has four sides, four vertices, and with all its angles adding up to 360 degree. So if you add all four angles of any quadrilateral, it will be always 360 degree. The sum total of four angles of a quadrilateral will always come 360 degree. It is always 360 degree. Now moving ahead, these are the types of quadrilaterals. These all figures are four-sided figures. So they all come under the category of quadrilateral. So this one is kite, this one is rhombus, this is square, and the previous one is, okay, this is rectangle, this is trapezium, this is parallelogram. So these all are the examples of quadrilaterals. Now moving ahead, now we will see one by one the properties of these quadrilaterals. First we will talk about rectangle. So this shape, it is rectangle. Now as you can see, opposite sides are equal, this side and this side. Also this side and this side. So opposite sides are equal. All angles in a rectangle is 90 degree. All the angles are 90 degree. Diagonals are equal. When you draw diagonals, this crossed lines, opposite vertices, the diagonals are always equal and they bisect each other. They are also congruent. Now formula of a rectangle is 2 into L plus B, where L is length and B is breadth. Also area of rectangle is length multiplied by breadth, L into B. So this was about properties of rectangle. Now moving ahead with another quadrilateral, that is rhombus. So this is the figure of a rhombus. Now we will see properties of rhombus. All sides of a rhombus are equal. So all four sides are equal. The opposite sides of a rhombus are parallel. Opposite sides, not adjacent sides. So opposite sides means AD and BC, then AB and DC in this figure. So these are opposite sides of a rhombus and they are parallel. Also, opposite angles of a rhombus are equal. So opposite angles of a rhombus are equal. In a rhombus, diagonals bisecting each other at right angles. Also the diagonals of a rhombus, they bisect each other at 90 degrees. So they bisect at right angles. Diagonals bisect the angles of a rhombus. Also, the sum of two adjacent angles is equal to 180 degree. Now, adjacent angle means the angle lying on the same side. For example, if you add angle D plus angle C, so these both angles are lying on the same side. So adjacent angles, if you add them, the total is always 180 degrees. Similarly, if you take A and D, also the total will be 180 degrees. So any two adjacent angle, if you add, the total is 180 degree. Now moving ahead to next quadrilateral, that is square. So this is a square. Now let us quickly go through the properties of a square. The diagonals of a square bisect each other and meet at 90 degree. As you can see, these are the diagonals and they meet at 90 degree. The diagonals of a square bisect its angles. Also, they divide this angle into two equal parts. They bisect. Opposite sides of a square are both parallel and equal in length. All four angles of a square are equal. All four angles are 90 degree and all are equal. Also, all four sides of a square are equal. Also, the diagonals of a square are equal. So, all four angles, four sides and diagonals, these are equal in a square. Now, moving ahead to next quadrilateral, that is parallelogram. As the name suggests, parallelogram, so opposite sides are parallel. Pair of opposite sides are parallel in this figure. Now, let us see the properties of parallelogram. Opposite sides are congruent, means AB is equal to DC. If you see this figure, AB is equal to DC. Also, opposite angles are congruent. So, opposite angles are also equal. Angle D and this angle B is equal. So, if you know angle D, easily you can write angle B also because both are equal. So, opposite angles are congruent and equal. Also, consecutive angles are supplementary. If you add adjacent angle, for example, if you add D plus C, the total is 180 degree. So, angle A plus D, they are also consecutive angles, so the total is 180. So, if you add any two consecutive angle, the total will be always 180 degree. If one angle is right, then all angles are right. The diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Also, the diagonals of parallelogram, they bisect each other. Now, moving ahead with other type of trapezium, that is other type of quadrilateral, that is trapezium. Now, we will talk about trapezium. So, these are the figures of trapezium. Now, properties of trapezium. Like other quadrilaterals, the sum of all the four angles of a trapezium is equal to 360 degree. This is also four-sided figure. So, if you add, the sum of all four angles will be 360 degree. A trapezium has two parallel sides and two non-parallel sides. As you can see in the figure, this side and this side, they both are parallel, and this side and this side, they both are non-parallel sides. So it has one pair of parallel sides and one pair of non-parallel side. The diagonal of regular trapezium bisect each other. If the trapezium is regular trapezium, then the diagonals bisect each other. Now, moving ahead with other type of quadrilateral, that is kite. So, this is the figure of a kite. Now, we will see properties of a kite. Two pair of sides known as consecutive sides are equal in length. As you can see, two consecutive sides are equal. So, this side ML is equal to this side KL. So, two consecutive sides are equal. One pair of diagonally opposite angle is equal. Diagonally opposite angle is equal. So this angle M and angle K, these both are equal. So only one pair of diagonally opposite angle is equal in measurement. These angles are said to be congruent with each other. The diagonals, in this also the diagonals meet each other at 90 degree. This means that they form a perpendicular bisection. So this was about kite. Now, this was the basic terms and definitions related to the chapter. Hope you understood and it will be helpful for you to solve the textual exercise sums. Thank you.